Hey guys, my name's David, and I am only posting this because I scoured the internet before doing this project myself and could find absolutely nothing, and it ended up being super simple, so I want to share it with you guys. This is a 2018 Ford Explorer Limited. It's my wife's little race car, as I call it. And here recently the horn stopped working. So my first diagnostics was to test the horn button, and what I did to do that is I just lifted the hood so that I could hear the relay in the fuse box, and when I pushed the horn, obviously the horn didn't sound, but the relay inside this box right here, I could hear it clicking. It's like, okay, so we're good there. Also in that same box, there is a fuse for the horn, and I kind of cheated and bypassed that, and I went straight to the horn assembly itself. And if you can't tell, that is directly, that's where the latch for the hood goes. Here's the front, there's where the latch is, and there is horn number 1, horn number 2. I'm not a Ford expert, but from what I understand, one of those is a high pitched horn or high something, and then the other one is low. Either way, that's the horn assembly, and you can see right there, that is the actual wiring harness that comes to the horn. So what I did is I took the wiring harness off and just got my test light, standard test light, put it on the correct settings. And you got to be very careful doing this so that you don't pop the fuse if that's not the problem, but just put your negative on one side of the harness, positive on the other, and have somebody honk the horn, and if you get power, then you're getting power going to the horn. And in this case, for me, that was the my situation. I did have power going to the horn. The horns themselves, just for whatever reason, went out. And based on what I learned in my research, that's not an uncommon problem. I read about them filling up with water and sounding funny. I heard about them not working at all. I heard about them sounding like baby whales. It was kind of comical. But anyway, so I ordered new horns, and I had an option of the standard horn that came on here, or the horn that the way it was labeled was the Explorer Police Interceptor horn, and that just sounded cool to me and really loud. And I don't know if you can see it, but I had already added the Explorer emblem across the front of the hood, and because it's white and it's an Explorer coming down the road, I kind of look like law enforcement in somebody's rearview mirror. And I wouldn't know anything about whether or not I have used that to my advantage in traffic, but nonetheless, I decided to go with the Interceptor, got it in. Today I went to put it in, and it came with the two horns, and right here, this is the hood latch, but right here and here are the brackets that the horns are mounted to, and then it's got a front that goes way down there behind the grill. So I thought, and that's how it came. So in my little southern boy mind, I had to replace it all. So in order to do so, I figured for sure that this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, all the way across the, and this is actually just a trim piece that fits across the top of the hood and the hood latch assembly. And when I said hood, I meant grill. It just fits there just to cover things up and I guess hold things together. And then I just assumed that the hood would just kind of pop out. Nope, that's not how it works. And I never did figure out exactly how to get the grill out. But then my little simple mind thought, wait a minute, each one of those horns has a nut on the top that holds the horn itself to the bracket. So after I had taken this trim piece off, it was out of the way, I was able to pull back on the grill a little bit, and I apologize that I'm doing this video after the fact, but I thought maybe if it'll help somebody else, because like I said, I've scoured the internet, I couldn't find anything, YouTube or otherwise. But I was able to pull the grill out far enough and move the hood latch assembly out of the way that once I loosened this nut, I was able to maneuver my hand in there to release the wiring harness that goes to the horn. And then I did the same thing on the other side with that horn and just took the nut off. And by pulling the grill forward, I was able to maneuver the individual horns themselves, which are connected by 2 wires. I was able to maneuver the horns themselves out of that pocket, put the new ones in. One little tip, because I went and attached the bolts and tightened them before I did the wiring harness. That's backwards. You should do the wiring harness first, just to make it easier. It's not that it can't be done, it's just a lot easier if you do the wiring harness first. Put your bolts back, put the trim piece back, all these bolts across. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. These little clips are very simple to get off. You can see this little opening or area, whatever. Just get a little flathead screwdriver. I could probably do it with my fingernails, but put it in there, lift the center part up first, and then the whole thing will come out. It's just another piece to hold in this this piece of trim. But put all your bolts back. Dang, forgot one more step. Before you attach your bolts and get everything all put back in, once you get it plugged back into the wiring harness, do go ahead and try the horn just to make sure that you have it repaired by replacing the horn assembly itself. For me, that was the case. And the interceptor horn, I also have an F-150, and the interceptor horn, from what I can tell, is basically an F-150 horn. They sound, if they're different, it's not very different. However, compared to the horn that came out of this bad boy, when I got it, it is definitely much louder and more prominent. Hope this helps. I don't know what this means, but like everybody else says, share and like and subscribe and all that neat stuff. Have a great day. God bless.